History is full of the unimaginable. Looking back, it's hard to imagine a time when Mandela was in prison, when the Berlin Wall still divided a city and a people, and when the Hubble telescope wasn't sending back photographs from space. 30 years ago, all of these things changed. But history is not all about progress. In the time since these historic events, global emissions of carbon dioxide have risen by 60%. And the 10-year period between 2000 and 2010 saw a greater increase than ever before. We now know that the rising global emissions is the single most significant driver of climate change. The effects are already being felt in the form of extreme weather events and natural disasters. Sea level rises, coastal erosion, hurricanes, floods, droughts. The world was shocked by events such as the California wildfires in 2018, floods in the state of Kerala, and Cyclone Idai in Mozambique in 2019. And these disasters have secondary effects: a loss of biodiversity, an increase in incidences of disease, mass population movements. We have now reached a turning point. The year 2018 was the fourth warmest year on record. Last year, ocean heat content was at a record high, and global mean sea levels continue to rise. Over 2 million people were displaced by weather and climate-linked disasters. 35 million were affected by floods, and 821 million were left undernourished, in part due to the effects of drought. But action is being taken on climate change. In 2016, the Paris Agreement was ratified by 174 countries and the EU. The central aim of the Paris Agreement is to strengthen the global response to the threat of climate change by keeping the global temperature rise below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. But as it is, 20 to 40% of the human population live in regions already experiencing warming of more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Action on climate change is not just the responsibility of the famous or the young. It is the responsibility of everyone. But time is running out to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius. To do this, we'll need to achieve zero net emissions by 2050 and remove vast quantities of CO2 from the atmosphere, which means returning to 1980 emission levels by 2030. History is full of the unimaginable. Do we really want to remember a time when we failed to act?
I want you to panic. I want you to feel the fear I feel every day. And then I want you to act. I want you to act as if you would in a crisis. I want you to act as if the house was on fire, because it is.